If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tri-Tunes to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your on-water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Gotta get to Gill's Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gill's. Selection and price, got to get to Gill's. Gotta get to Gill's. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gill's Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gill's. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gill's. Gotta get to Gill's.
Bill's Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bill's Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
We love football season.
Don't pass on these deals.
Drive a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab 4x2 Express for $289 down, $289 a month during Ram Power Days at Bice Motors.
Score big and save all season long.
Lease the all-new redesigned 2017 Jeep Compass Latitude for just $149 a month.
Drive in for the savings. Drive out with the win.
Come see us in Alex City. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Brett Pritchard, Jay Jeffcoat here with you till 9 o'clock. A couple more segments here in the High School Blitz before we turn the page, Jay, and go into college football.
Big boy
Saturday.
football.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You look at high school region standings now. We'll start with some local teams. A lot of people asking about Horseshoe Bend. Where do they stand? Do they have a chance to get in the playoffs? You know, this is a team that returned a lot of seniors this year. A lot of expectations for this Horseshoe Bend team.
New coaching staff, too.
That's exactly right. This is a situation where Horseshoe Bend is – it doesn't look good right now the way it's coming down the stretch because you got Lafayette, Lynette that have etched their name up there. They're in. It's just a matter of who wants to win that game next week, be region champs, and it looks like Lynette would be favored in that. Then you got Vincent and Reeltown. Reeltown and Vincent played last night, as you said, and so they're sitting there at 3-4. Ranburn sitting there with a 2-3 record on the outside. They got beat last night by Lafayette. Horseshoe Bend defeated Fayetteville. That puts their region record at 2-4. But those first four teams look to, if they take care of business, go ahead and solidify those first four, and it would look like Horseshoe Bend would be the first team out, unfortunately, in that.
That's right, and you know that's and really the top of 2A Region 5, Lynette, Lafayette, Vincent, and Reeltown. That's a pretty tough little region there.
Oh, it's real tough. I mean, Lynette, what are they, number 2 in the state right now?
Lynette's number 2 and Lafayette's number 4.
So, I mean, my Lord, you got 2 of the top 4 teams in the state in your region.
That's
so,
right.
A very tough deal, but it looks like Reeltown's going to make it in, have a chance to be in that 4th slot, or maybe they're going to be in the 3rd slot. What was that final again last night?
Reeltown won the game fairly comfortably, 48-15.
So they'll be the third place team. It looks
Right.
like if they take care of business. So Reeltown will be on the road, but they will be that 3rd seed playing a number 2 seed out of somewhere else. Coosa obviously not going to make the playoffs. Benjamin Russell battling for a region championship. So Ben Russell definitely in, but where will they finish? If they lose to Wetumpka, it could be 1, 2, or obviously it could be 1, 2, or 3.
Well, and if if Wetumpka just takes care of business against Opelika last night,
it's just a region championship matchup.
It's 1-2, next week, and deciding the 1-2. Now you're looking at a situation where the loser could find themselves at 3.
Now Opelika creeps right back in there in the mix after looking like they were left for dead.
There they are after all.
That's right. Elmore County, no chance to get in the playoffs.
No.
Thinking about some other teams in our region. Dayville.
I was going to say Dayville's. Now Dayville, we talked about this. Basically, they need a win next week.
A win, and they're in.
Win, and you're in for Dayville. They'll take on Childersburg next week. Childersburg will come into that match. Childersburg in the same situation.
Yeah.
Childersburg's coming in fighting for that 4th playoff spot too.
Central Clay, 5A, looks like a situation to where they're going to be in the playoffs again, but it's just a matter of where they fall, Jay, in the mix.
And with the win over Sylacauga now, that puts them at a solid number 2 behind Beauregard, and they'll have the head-to-head on Sylacauga, even if they were to lose to Talladega, which I don't think you would expect.
Is this surprising for this Talladega high school team? I mean, Talladega's been a team for the last decade, maybe even longer than that has not been a contender. Is this the first time for them to go back to the playoffs in a decade, maybe?
Gosh, it's been a while. You almost kind of overlook them. Last night they get a 14-7 win over Valley.
Valley looking like they've worked their way out of the playoff contention.
Yep, and now 1-5. So Valley and Lincoln are out. I think Cleburne County's pretty much out of there. It's probably those 4: Beauregard, Sylacauga, Central Clay, and Talladega. Yep. And it almost looks like that region's pretty well set. You got Beauregard, Central Clay will get the 2, Sylacauga at the 3, and Talladega at the 4.
That's exactly right. So Talladega making it in the playoff. I'd like to know and go back and see when the last time Talladega made the playoffs. So I think you kind of said it. A lot of things kind of have taken shape in the top part of the bracket. Maybe at least to see who number 1 and 2 is. But there are some region championship games left to be played. So close out that segment here. Benjamin Russell, if they just win, they're the region champs. They're the number 1 seed. And it looks like Blunt would be coming to the Sportsplex to play.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Anybody out of Region 1, good luck. I mean, I'm not going to bash any team because all 4 teams are good. But if I had my rathers, I would rather Saraland come to the Sportsplex. You look at their offensive numbers versus the rest of the region. Sure. Now, Daphne doesn't score points either, but they must have built a brick wall in front of their end zone because nobody can get into the end zone. They beat teams. They shut teams down. They shut Blunt down last night. They couldn't score any points. Daphne with Kenny King looks like they may finish 2nd in the region. Spanish Fort will finish 1st, and Saraland or Blunt. I think Saraland looks like they're going to solidify themselves in that 3rd spot, and Blunt will be 4th. So if the Wildcats were to finish 2nd, it would be Saraland coming to the Sportsplex. If the Wildcats were to win 1st, it would go a situation where Blunt would come. If the Wildcats were to fall to 3rd, we'd have to be on the road in the 1st round, and we'd have to go to Saraland. So that 2-3 matchup right there, will it be Saraland coming to us or us going to Saraland?
Well, and let me say this now before we get too far ahead of ourselves, because Spanish Fort, Daphne, Saraland, Blunt, your top 4 in there.
Baldwin County's in there.
Baldwin County's right there, and I'm looking at Baldwin County now, and they got a win over BC Rain last night. So,
but I think the tiebreaker situation is not in their favor. I think that's where they sit. And if who does Blunt play last?
Saraland now is 4-3.
That's right.
Baldwin County's 4-2. If Baldwin County wins out, LaFleur and Daphne, they're going to finish ahead of Saraland.
That's a good point.
So,
really good
I
point.
mean, Saraland could be sitting at home.
And that is, with that loss last night for them, you're right.
That's now you could say, well, Baldwin County's probably not going to beat Daphne, and maybe not, but Baldwin County kind of surprisingly, if you ask me,
they can throw a
they're
wrench
6-2 and 4-2 in the region. They got a decent
but
football team.
They do have Daphne left.
They have LaFleur next week, and then they'll finish up with Daphne.
It's not a good ending for them.
No,
not to end with Daphne, not the way Daphne's playing right now. Not going to be favored in that game. Not to say they can't win it, like you said, but definitely not going to be the favorite in that region. So look, as always, you come down to 2 weeks, it's still a lot of work to be done. I mean, right down to the end.
Quick story on Blunt. Just tell you the level of talent you deal with anytime you play Blunt. I forget who the coach was, but I talked to a high school coach once. He was telling me about, he was an assistant at one of the Mobile schools. He said he was talking about the talent that Blunt just always seems to have every year, speed and talent. And he said, we played him in the playoffs one time in the early 90s, and he goes, I was in charge of the defense. He goes, and I started watching film. He goes, and they had, at the time, they had a senior running back named Sherman Williams.
Oh, really?
And a sophomore quarterback named Damian Craig.
Oh, is that all?
He goes, I had nightmares just watching film on that one for a couple of weeks.
I mean, that would give anybody nightmares. They've always been that way. And that comeback that fell short of Spanish Fort was something less than phenomenal. Down 42-14, come back, take the lead. Spanish Fort has to kick a field goal to win 52-49, and then Blunt actually had a shot to kick one to win the game, and they missed it. So that's going to wrap up the high school segment, Blitz of the show. When we come back, we'll be in college football. Stay tuned, more of the Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Aldridge?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Toons with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
Do not buy a car this week
until you check out Hyundai of Auburn.
Max trade value, max savings,
my max markdowns,
Max Credit Union and other lenders ready to approve with the max warranty.
America's best 10 years.
When we deal, we pay off your trade no matter what you owe.
And like Christmas, it's just once a year.
And only one place, Hyundai of Auburn.
Get down here today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill, Sunshine Heating and Air. As we head into the College Blitz segment of our program, Brett Pritchard, Jay Jeffcoat here. I want to one final closing high school note here. Our good friend Justin Clayton sends in. He's great at this, sending in some information on some things that we asked. Last playoff appearance for Talladega. My senior year in high school, 1995. And lost to Jeff Davis in the first round, 34-13. They will make the playoffs this year. Thanks, Justin. Man, that's great stuff there. Helps us not having to look that up and provide that little tidbit of information. I mean, how big is that for that program, man?
That's it's a big step. When you haven't made the playoffs in a while, that's a big deal.
Years.
And so hopefully they'll have a big contingent that'll go with them and support them, because that's a big deal.
Daggum right, it's a big deal. Hadn't been to the playoffs in 22 years. I'd definitely say it's a big deal. Jay, not the most stellar lineup of games in the Southeastern Conference today, but we'll run them down real quick. And you start with Idaho and Missouri. This morning, 11 o'clock. If you got lead to rate, yard to blow, something
nap to take.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which you and I probably will be.
Today is the day, because the 11 o'clock game is a
snoozer.
Yeah.
Tennessee and Alabama, another snoozer at 2:30.
Yeah. It's going to be a snoozer. I think the most interesting thing, and it's sad to say, the most interesting thing on this game is how bad is it? Because is it bad enough that Butch Jones gets run Sunday afternoon? Or can Tennessee keep it respectable enough that he gets to finish the season?
Yeah, that one's definitely going to be what you watch for. Is it 21-0, 3 minutes into the game?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. Kentucky, Mississippi State at 3 o'clock.
That's actually kind of the game of the week, if you ask me. I mean, that's a.
I mean, you look at Mississippi State being a 13-point favorite there.
Mm-hmm. That surprises me a little bit. I like Mississippi State to win the game, and maybe I'm not. I heard
5-1.
I mean, I heard Mark Stoops talking earlier that about how they're really good this year, and that they're set up to be good for several years now, and he feels
done a good job with that program.
He has, but I just I mean. Maybe I shouldn't be this way, but I just have a hard time going, yeah, Kentucky's good. I have a hard time doing that.
It's hard for it to come out.
Yeah, so, I kind of look for Mississippi State to win that, but at the same time, I mean, I reserve the right to be wrong.
Here's one you better watch at 6:15. LSU at Ole Miss. And let me tell you, LSU, ball right, should have gotten blown out last week. Auburn somehow, some way, gave them a gift for Christmas for the next 10 years with that loss that Auburn suffered. LSU goes on the road. Last time they went to the state of Mississippi, they got their brains beat in by Mississippi State. Shea Patterson can throw the ball around. They're susceptible in the secondary. We showed that early in that game. Obviously, Auburn decided to just go totally away from that because it worked. And so Ole Miss, Shea Patterson's going to throw the ball 55 times tonight.
And they can score points. And LSU's defense is young. They're playing a lot of young guys over there.
Ole Miss at home.
If you're, I kind
Never
of
would have said that.
I kind of feel the same way. But again, this is what you got when you hired Ed Orgeron.
That's right.
Hey, when he was at Ole Miss, it was the same way.
Well, he returns home.
Yeah,
They're glad he's over there. Their coaching situation is terrible.
He said, well, when I was at Ole Miss, I was wishing I was over here, and Ole Miss going, so were we, at the time. So, but I don't know. You hired Ed Orgeron. If you're an LSU fan and you're going, oh gosh, I don't know why we can't play more consistently. You hired Ed Orgeron. It's your fault.
Florida off, South Carolina off, Texas A&M off. I mean, a lot of teams off, and Georgia's off this week, so there's 4 there. Auburn, Arkansas, 6:30 on the SEC Network. Auburn's a 15.5-point favorite in this game, number 21 in the country.
We're going to need some time to talk about that one.
Should not be an issue. Should not. Looking at it on paper, looking through the knife through butter defense that Arkansas has that Alabama exposed last week. I'm not sure Alabama exposed them. They've been exposed prior to that. I will say this. Arkansas played their patented right down to the wire game against Texas A&M, and they lost. There are flashes at times of this Arkansas team being able to move the football and score points. They don't have Austin Allen as a quarterback.
I'm not sure that that's a negative. And I'm going to tell you, I like Austin Allen. He's fine, whatever. But that tight end size kid that they have playing quarterback, 6'7", 270, whatever he is, playing quarterback. I watched him against Alabama last week, and they got beat. They got beat handily. But I was fairly impressed by him. He was tough. He hung in the pocket. He can throw the ball. He can sling it. He's got an arm. Not always accurate with the shorter stuff, but he can get it downfield, and he seemed to have some moxie about him. So I was pretty, even in a losing effort, I was pretty impressed by their giant quarterback. So.
Well, he is a giant. And then you look at Arkansas. This is a little rift that goes back. Malzahn and Billman, a little. Malzahn from Arkansas. A lot of people forget now that the further he moves away from that, it really is not as big a deal. He was asked that question in the press conference this week. Is it a big deal to still go to Arkansas? He's like, well, look, all my best friends still live there. My family still lives there yet. It's still a big deal. But he looked at the situation as an article that was brought up or written this week. Is Gus Malzahn the head coach at Arkansas this time next year?
Now, that's an interesting...
we'll talk about that a little bit more. In my personal opinion, I'd love for Gus Malzahn to figure out a way to turn the daggum thing around and start being consistent and win football games. But if he doesn't get it done and Auburn parts ways with him, Arkansas could easily part ways with Brett Pritchard because their season hadn't been going and their last few years hadn't been doing what they need to do. I could definitely see Gus Malzahn ended up at Arkansas.
Arkansas has given up 46 points a game in conference play.
There you go. That should be the storyline right there. Auburn looks great in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then it goes away. I don't understand it. The play calling. You were up 20-0 on a very anemic LSU team. You should have put the game away, didn't do it. And now, where is the psyche? You said this before we went on the air this morning. The thing that the variable out there that nobody knows about is where your brain is after a loss like Auburn. That may take that's a hangover you may not get over.
Well, and it's the LSU loss is one thing, right? But then you've got this whole thing of the players' mentality where people are talking about you as a dark horse playoff team. Now they're not. Kyle Davis gets booted off the team. One of your better players gets booted off the team. Now everybody's talking about your coach. Is your coaching staff safe? Are they about to get fired? And then now, you're catching all this criticism, and you got to turn around and go on the road to a place that traditionally has been difficult for Auburn to play at times.
Well, they lost in 4 overtimes 2 years ago.
That's right. There. So, I don't know. That it's a strange game. Auburn should win it comfortably. But I don't know that I put my mortgage on it.
Should win it comfortably, and you look at the way it's going to play out. If you find a positive, that coaching staff can get the players to buy in. Jay, you say, look, you only got one loss in the conference. You went out. You still go into the playoffs.
Right.
All right. So technically, talking about a dark horse playoff team, Auburn is there. Kind of like what you said about the playoffs. You don't win the game. You don't make it the playoffs in high school, you don't have a chance to ever win the state championship. Mm-hmm. Well, if Auburn does lose to Arkansas, it's all
lose to Arkansas and it's done. Malzahn's gone, the whole thing. It's rebuilt from the top.
Got to get to a break. We come back, we'll be more into this college talk.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At US AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, US AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the US AmeriBank difference. US AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457. What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold, and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Brett Pritchard and Jay Jeffcoat here with you for another hour or so on this Saturday morning. Feels great outside, Jay. You get a little coolness in the air. Feels like fall. Finally, it's not 92 degrees in the middle of October like we've been having the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a great day to. Well, it feels like football. I mean, it's fall time, and we can all watch some football, throw some stuff on the grill. Nobody breaks a sweat. We're good.
I love it, man. It's the perfect time of year. I love it. I wish you could bottle it up and have it all year long. Look, let me first all say Auburn Blitz, a new program that we have here at Lake Broadcast and on WXC every day at noon. Looking forward to continue that. Our good friend Andy Graham is our host there. Does a great job with that program. So, unfortunately, from an Auburn perspective, we've had a ton of comments on Facebook the last week because of the horrific fall apart in that LSU game. Usually when things bad happen, it's good for talk radio, talk TV.
Well,
So, but the Auburn Blitz every day at noon to 1, you catch it right here. Andy does a great job of laying out and having some fun with some of the things that we do on that program and on our Blitz program. And JJ, one of the things he likes to do is Who You Got? One of our segments. We like to play games here.
Who you got?
So we got a little game show going on here.
It's kind of like, Ditka versus a hurricane named Ditka.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Yeah, that's right. And who you got? And the Bears. Right. So we'll start at the top here. We're going to go around the country. It's Louisville at Florida State. The battle of who gives a rip. It seems like now that on the surface start of the season. This is how when you look at preseason stuff at the time you go, ooh, at Louisville at Florida State game. Louisville blew Florida State out last year. Will be revenge. Well, we get to this week in the season and nobody gives a rip. I mean, it's an 11 o'clock kickoff and neither team is any good. Lamar Jackson's out of the Heisman race. Florida State's just trying to get to 500 seats. Who in the world would have thought that?
I think, and as far as I got Florida State, and I'll tell you why, because you got these kind of under the surface rumors about Bobby Petrino, and rumors about Tennessee. So I don't know.
I don't like that guy, and I don't want him around my program. Thank God.
If he is
he
a
didn't
guy,
come to Auburn.
Yeah, if he is a guy, if he is having some backdoor discussions with Tennessee.
Well, imagine that, Bobby Petrino, a backdoor discussion.
He'll mail it in a heartbeat. So, and I don't see Jimbo Fisher as a mail it in kind of guy.
Oh, no.
So I'll take Florida State.
I'm with you. They're a 7-point favorite. That game kicks off at 11 a.m. Louisville just. I don't, for whatever reason, Lamar Jackson last year won the Heisman. Probably Deshaun Watson.
Shouldn't have won the Heisman anyway.
Deshaun Watson probably should have won it, but anyway. Nevertheless, he can always say he was a Heisman winner. Also at 11 o'clock, Iowa 4-2 at Northwestern 3-3. That game's on ESPN2. It's a 1-point favorite for the Hawkeyes there. Who you got?
Iowa.
All right, we'll move on.
I can't name one player at either school. I don't know.
Cue the game show music. Number 10, Oklahoma State, 5-1. It's an odd situation here. This is kind of funky. At Texas, 3-3. That's an 11 o'clock kickoff. Oklahoma State, their only loss, that TCU team at home. Other than that, they would still be undefeated. But Oklahoma State only a touchdown favorite at the Longhorns.
See, I'm not a huge fan of the mullet. He's a man. He's 50 now, or whatever he is. But I'm not a huge fan of his because of that. Because it's like, oh, we're so great. Look at us. We deserve to be in the top 5, and then we lose to TCU at home. But this is the kind of game where they come put a 48-20 beat down on Texas. So give me Oklahoma State.
I'm with you there. Texas still just not quite there. Tom Herman doing the best he can to get Texas back to respectability. Here's one you better not sleep on. You're talking about a team that looks charmed right now. It's the Miami Hurricanes, number 8. They're 5-0. They are a 17-point favorite at home against Syracuse. Syracuse just knocked off Clemson. They're 4-3. Let me make one tidbit of mention here. Syracuse outside of the Carrier Dome.
Yep. Well, and then Mark Richt has the cool little evil goatee.
Yeah, what's going on with Mark Richt?
So I don't know. The goatee gives him a little edge.
He looked kind of like a pirate over there. Yeah. I mean, and maybe down there in Miami, you get a little hard.
That's
right.
Stuff
starts to change, and it's kind of working for him. Maybe he didn't quite shave.
Hanging out on the boat with P. Diddy on the weekend. I don't know what he's doing. Luther Campbell's got it going.
Leading the life, man, down there in Miami. Well, they are a charmed team. 2 weeks in a row, they catch a touchdown pass with time expiring against Florida State, and then make an unbelievable catch between two Georgia Tech defenders. The ball seems to find the receiver in a monsoon down there. Then they have to go down there and kick a field goal in less than favorable conditions. Able to do that. They look like a charmed team right now.
Yeah, I like Miami.
Miami right now rolling. They're a 17-point favorite against the Orange Men. Arizona State and Utah, nobody really cares. We'll move on here down the line. Number 11, USC, 6-1 at number 13, Notre Dame, 5-1. Notre Dame, a 3.5-point favorite. That game tonight at 6:30 on NBC. Who you got?
That game will look fabulous on television. I mean, it really will, because you'll have the USC uniforms. They'll be at the touchdown. Jesus will be there, and you'll have all of that going on. So that the USC Notre Dame game just always looks awesome.
It will. It will
on television. I'm not sure either one of these teams are all that good.
It's a lot more eye candy than it is actual, really, really good substance there.
But whoever wins this game, we're going to have to listen to Herb Street and Company talk about it as a playoff contender for another
week. I hope Notre
Dame
Dame loses, because they're the only team in America that can get in there and screw it up for somebody else. Because they were already talking about the Power 5 conferences, and if Notre Dame wins out and they get in, there could be 2 conferences out there that don't have a champion not go to the playoffs. I mean, they just get in the way, man. I mean, I'm sorry. 2011, Georgia's going, why couldn't we just score against Alabama and we could have won a national championship?
And would have won.
Auburn, as bad as we were in 11, could have probably beaten Notre Dame. I mean, that Notre Dame team was horrible.
That's
You're talking about smoke and mirrors all year long. They got exposed for what they really were in that
Kelly,
game.
Manti Te'o, the phony girlfriend, nobody could
The
help
phony
them that
team.
year.
The phony team
that
showed
defense
up.
was about as
Yeah, they
legit
had
as Manti's girlfriend, right?
Invisible girlfriend? Well, they had an invisible linebacking core that night when Eddie Lacy was running football.
As far as who I got,
drum roll.
I think I'll go USC.
I got them. That's what I picked.
I kind of like Sam Darnold here.
You know, but something about that USC team just don't seem quite there. But Notre Dame's not very good.
Sam Darnold's going to make a ton of money. He's going to go to the combine and blow people away. And they're going to go, wow, look at his size. Wow, look at his arm. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. But he just doesn't seem to win big games. That's what makes me nervous about this. But I think I'll take USC anyway.
I'm with you. I'm USC. They're the underdog. Just take them straight up. We'll take a break. We come back. One more game around the country we'll talk about before we dive in to Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, and Arkansas. You don't want to go anywhere. It'll be Michigan, Penn State. Stay tuned. Well, the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown brought to you by JR's Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air right after this.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
We love football season.
Don't pass on these deals.
Drive a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab 4x2 Express for $289 down, $289 a month during Ram Power Days at Bice Motors.
Score big and save all season long.
Lease the all-new redesigned 2017 Jeep Compass Latitude for just $149 a month.
Drive in for the savings. Drive out with the win.
Come see us in Alex City. PriceChryslerDodge.com.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Brett Pritchard, Jay Jeffcoat here, about 45 more minutes in the show. One more game around the country on who you got. You got Michigan traveling to number 2 Penn State. It's number 19 Michigan, number 2 Penn State. Penn State favored by 9 in this ball game. Saquon Barkley looks to be the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman Trophy.
Looks to be the best player in the country.
There's no doubt about it. Really a tremendous kid.
Yeah.
I saw a segment on him. I mean, just how small he was in high school, kind of how everybody, but just phenomenal kid. And they talk about how humble he is on that team. All the players, it's like, man, this guy is a different breed. He never says one arrogant thing. It's all about everybody else. And man, I love to hear that kind of stuff.
But a lot of that's Franklin, and it's, to me, the way your players talk in interviews and the way they express themselves and the things they say tell me a lot about. I guess this is kind of a big buzzword today. The culture that the coach is kind of established there within the team.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that with James Franklin. His players, when they talk to the media, they do it in a very professional manner. They say the right things. They don't embarrass themselves, and that's Franklin. And that's why I think Franklin is probably, nobody talks about him, but probably one of the top 5 coaches in the country. Is James Franklin. And let me ask you this: is there another coach who gets more publicity and more love with an emptier trophy case than Jim Harbaugh?
It's because of what he's done as far as him making rash comments and getting on Twitter and, getting at people and creating that buzz for Michigan. As far as
down in Alabama,
that's what I'm saying, climbing trees and out in recruits' yards.
Well, I hear people all the time and they go, "Well, who's the best coach in the country? Is it Harbaugh?" And what evidence do you have?
Putting him in the media, putting himself in the media on a constant basis, he's done a great job of marketing a trash program right now. I mean, Michigan had fallen off. They're really not they're really not relevant. But by him being who he is, an eccentric and making everybody mad at him, he's kept Michigan in the fray in the talk, which while you're trying to build your program back up, that's a good marketing tool to keep you in the fray.
Is this year 3 or 4?
This will be 3rd or 4th. This will be the 4th year.
This is the 4th year for Harbaugh. There's not a trophy in the case.
And of any kind.
All right, so let's, how about not finishing 3rd in your division one time?
That's right.
Before you start telling me how great a coach he is.
Well, I'm with you.
Who I got? I got anybody against Harbaugh, but you give me James Franklin against Harbaugh, Saquon Barkley, I'll take Penn State and feel good about it.
It's going to be a whiteout there tonight. It'll be an atmosphere like none other. Mm-hmm. Marty Smith on ESPN. I like Marty Smith, by the way.
Yeah.
That guy is
he's hilarious.
He's something else, man. You talk about a guy.
He's what us down south call one of us.
That's exactly right. You get on there on ESPN and he goes, "Well, I tell you what, guys, we were up here at Beaver Stadium. I've never been up here." I mean, he's just so off the cuff of what ESPN puts on the air. I mean, you got to like Marty Smith for who he is. But we're going to dive in to Auburn football, and we're going to talk about Alabama football here as well. And we'll start with the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tennessee. Normally we would talk about this game. This is a generational rivalry game that means a lot to Alabama and Tennessee fans that are 50, 60, 70 years old. For people that are less than, in their 40s, 30s, 20s, teens.
Well, when the division split, I think it lost because Tennessee-Florida became such a big deal.
Well, it did, but also it has to do with the dominance of Alabama. I think they're going for, is it 11 in a row?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, when you lose count, I mean, you see, when you're decades.
Well, when you got to think about it.
Well, Tennessee made a run where they won 9 or 10 in a row.
And before that, Alabama had won 8 or 9 in a row.
I mean, this is a year of
It's a streaky series.
Yeah, it is, but I don't see Tennessee anywhere close to stopping the bleeding here.
No.
I mean, you're talking about gushing blood.
Yeah,
they've been gushing blood in this series for 10 years.
And the Band-Aid's going to have to be getting rid of Butch Jones. I mean, there's no...
But, I mean, all right, so they've gotten rid... Phil Fulmer and Lane Kiffin comes in, or Vince Dooley... not Vince Dooley, but Derek Dooley.
Kiffin and then Dooley, yeah.
And then now Jones.
Right.
I mean, is it really the coach, or is it where the program is?
2 seasons. Here's the thing with Tennessee. One, Tennessee is still a top 10, 15 program. You can win big at Tennessee, but you better
Are
be,
they still a top 10 or 15 program,
I think
Jay?
so.
I think in your mind, the old Tennessee of old that used to could go out and recruit nationally and really go out to the West Coast and get a guy, or go up to Big Ten country and get a guy, or go down into Florida and get who they wanted. I don't see that being I don't put Tennessee as a top. I don't know if I got Tennessee as a top 25 program right now.
Well, right. At this very moment.
Yeah.
But historically, I'm talking about.
Well, historically, yes.
Look, they messed up. They got rid of Phil Fulmer early. And he was coming off of a good year. He turns around, he has 1-5-7, and they run
They said, I can't get him. Yeah, we got to get him out of here.
Yeah, and so they messed that up. And then Kiffin made his own mistake by leaving for USC.
That's
I
right.
think Kiffin had something going at Tennessee, and he had recruiting was on.
But the call of LA and going back to the West Coast.
And he's thinking he's the next, he's
the next Pete Carroll.
And,
I mean, that's
and
what
it didn't work out. He made that mistake, and then the Dooley hire. But with Butch Jones, if he was going to do it, it would have been 2 seasons ago, when Jalen Hurd and the quarterback. Who's at Pittsburgh now, whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah.
Dobbs.
Yeah, Joshua Dobbs.
When they were juniors 2 years ago, that was the year that they won 9 games.
Well, you remember that was.
And so you're thinking, okay, they won 9 games. Those guys are all back.
And they were winning games and finding a way to win them. You remember how they were doing it. And then they lose that close one to Texas A&M, and then it kind of went.
Yeah, and then the next year they come back with the same group, experienced guys, talented guys, and won 9 again, I think.
Right.
Went 8-4
right.
and won a bowl game. And it was kind of, So now, there's no foundation. There's nothing built on. And Butch Jones is not a great recruiter. You've got to be a great recruiter at Tennessee.
That's
because there's not enough in-state talent.
That's right.
You've got to steal players from Ohio. You got to steal players from
You
Alabama,
got to go all the way
and,
around the country.
Yeah, and Virginia and Florida and Georgia. And Butch Jones is just not a good enough recruiter to do that.
So you're looking at a program that has no identity right now, and it's for Tennessee fans, they're just sick to their stomach.
This could be ugly today.
It will be ugly.
This could be like Vanderbilt ugly, like 59-0 ugly.
Well, that's what kind of program they have. That's where they are. It's to me, in this new day and age of college football, it's going to be harder to ever go back to the situation Tennessee was in that we used to know them at. Again, it goes back to where I think if you get the right guy, but who's the right guy out there? There's not a ton of great coaches out there, in my opinion, in this country right now.
And again, Tennessee is a different animal. It's not, if I get the right X's and O's guy at USC, I'm going to win some games.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've got natural talent built in. If I get the right X's and O's guy at Georgia or Florida, I've got built-in talent there. You don't have built-in talent at Tennessee. You've got to look for a recruiter first. And I would sacrifice some X's and O's for a guy who can bring kids in.
Go get you some players. We'll take a break. When we come back, Luke Robinson will join us by phone. He'll have his take on the Crimson Tide. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Looking for the area's best one-stop shop? Foshi's Watts is where to go. Foshi's Watts has non-ethanol gas for you boaters and you lawn care guys. Although cutting the grass is less fun than going to the lake. You can also get live bait and tackle, cold beverages, and they have fresh biscuits starting at 5 a.m. and the best candy prices in town. You can even fill your propane tank and get a bag of everybody's favorite pellet ice for only $1.50. Get it all at Foshi's Watts on Dadeville Road in Alex City, the area's best one-stop shop. Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited.
Everybody!
But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill. And Sunshine Heating and Air, Brett Pritchard, Jay Jeffcoat here with you for 30 more minutes. I want to welcome in our good friend Luke Robinson on the phone. Luke, just short of coming off of scoreboard show. I think you've been asleep maybe for a couple hours like Jay did and woke up, and you're right back here on the air with us. But glad you're taking some time out this morning as you and your wife look to go over and watch a massacre of a bunch of orange people over in at Bryant-Denny Stadium this afternoon.
Yeah, we're going to call it the day the Cheeto died today, I think.
or the day of the pumpkin bashing, however you want to do it. Like, I want to say this, though. Yeah, exactly. I do want to say this, and since you and Jay are both Alabama fans, I want to just ask both of you this. We're making a mockery out of this game. It used to be one of the best rivalries in college football, the third Saturday in October. You know, everybody just knew what that meant. Now it's kind of like an afterthought that the way Alabama's been playing the last decade. And like Jay said, this has been a series of streaks. Alabama won like 7 or 8 in a row. Then Tennessee won 9 in a row. Now Alabama's looking for 11 in a row. You can't really mix it up in this rivalry. It just seems now there's been some close games, but not really many of late. You're going over there, Luke, today knowing that this is going to be a blowout probably. And I'm going to ask both of you guys this question. Has it lost some of its potency to you guys? Is it bad that you wake up now? Obviously, you want to dominate your opponent. I don't care who it is. But, man, isn't it a lot more fun when the other team's at least decent?
Yeah, I think the answer to that is yes, because I hate that when Alabama wins this game by as much as they're going to win it by, and I think it'll be a lot, that people just sort of say, it's Tennessee. I'm a traditionalist in college football. I like for the traditional powers to be good. I don't like seeing Nebraska where they are right now. I want to see the good teams that have been good when I was growing up be good again. And Tennessee has always been pretty formidable. And as a child, I've got a lot of great memories, like the 89 game. I remember being in the crowd for that game. That 1988 game in Knoxville, I have a fantastic story that doesn't involve the game itself. But Tennessee was 0-5 when Alabama played them in 88. Alabama beat them, so Tennessee went 0-6. But Tennessee didn't lose another game. They won their final 5 games of that year, and then I think their first 5 games of the next year before they played Alabama again in 89, and they had an incredible year that year. But they lost again in 89. I was in the middle of that streak. So, yeah, I'm a little disappointed this rivalry isn't really a rivalry anymore. I'm going to go ahead and spoil something I really like. I told JJ, I came up with a good line on the way to the show yesterday, or to cut a segment for the show yesterday, that calling this the Alabama, excuse me, I've already messed up my good line. Calling Tennessee a rival of Alabama is like calling sunlight a rival of a vampire. I mean, it's just one of them is going to win every time, and the other one just can't even get out of his cave unless the other one goes away. So I think that Tennessee Tennessee got in a bad spot. They got in a quagmire. I don't know how they get out of it. I mean, I think this is Butch Jones' final day. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I wouldn't be shocked at all if Phil Fulmer is named the interim. And if Tennessee really wants to make this rivalry a rivalry again, I don't think they do it by making Phil Fulmer associated with the program at all. Because if you want to talk about kicking the ant bed again, if you bring Phil Fulmer around for any reason, Alabama fans are going to get their hackles up. I can tell you that right now.
Well, the interesting thing, Luke, my entire adult life, actually, when I was a kid, I grew up in the late 70s and in the 80s, and Tennessee was at the same time the team that I hated the most and my second favorite team. That's a hard thing to say.
How does that work?
I used to love to watch Tennessee play. I really did. The Johnny Majors days, I loved to watch Tennessee play because they always had aggressive defenses and good running backs, and and I always enjoyed watching that. And I remember Andy Kelly and all those guys.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they had some really fun teams to watch.
Tons of great receivers.
And I have smoked a cigar every time Alabama's beaten those guys for my entire adult life. But about 2 or 3 years ago, my wife was like, "Are you gonna go get a cigar before the game?" I was like, "Nah." It's like I don't care. I don't know if I'll buy one today or not. I don't smoke cigars. But I'm not. It's not worth a cigar.
I told you last night, JJ, that as we were doing the show and I scrolled through Twitter looking for scores, something came across my Twitter feed, and an AL.com article where the AL.com writer interviewed a Tennessee beat writer. And he said, he just went through the standard fare of what can Butch Jones do, how does Tennessee plan to attack Alabama, yada yada yada. And at the end, he said, "Okay, give me your prediction." And the Tennessee beat writer said, "I think I'm going to go with 56-0." When your own beat writer is going 56-0, I mean, how do I, as an Alabama fan, respond? I mean, do I have to say? Do I have to double that? Do I have to say it's going to be 112-0? I don't know how to get all of that.
I'm telling you, man. What was it, Luke? We had on. This is no kidding. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just going to say that the thing you got going. The reason the guy says 56-0, and the reason we all feel like it's going to be a bloodbath, whether it's 56 or 49 or 42 or 60 or whatever it is and this is what Tennessee's got going against them too. One, they're not very good. Two, their coach is on his deathbed, and he knows it. He's dead man walking, and, the whole staff knows it, and the players know it, and the fans know it, and everybody knows it. So they got that going against them. But here's the other thing they got going against them, and this is the real, to me, one of the things that sets Nick Saban apart from other coaches is his ability to get his team to focus on a lesser opponent.
That's
and
right.
Every coach talks up their opponent, but for some reason, he has this ability to get them to take Vanderbilt seriously enough to beat them 59-0.
That's right.
And he'll have them taking Tennessee seriously enough to beat them however bad they want to beat them.
Hey, let me say one thing, Luke, before we have to let you go. We're getting up against the break. But I think you listened or were listening when we had Bob Kesslin on the show a few years ago in Auburn. We had him on previewing the Auburn game, and that was back in 2013 where Auburn just went up there and mutilated Tennessee, and Nick Marshall had a phenomenal game. And we had him on, and I literally thought to myself after that interview that somebody needs to go put him on suicide watch because it sounded like the most depressed. You'd ask him a question, he'd go, "Well, I don't know, guys. This team is," and he was just like, I was like, my gosh, we have lost all hope in Knoxville, Tennessee, but poor old Bob Kesslin, it ain't been a good run for him.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good run for Tennessee beat writers in general, and they've been losing commitments left and right here lately. They've had some guys suspended, they've had some guys hurt, their true freshman quarterback who's going to be making their second start of his career, had a quote that, and look, it's not a bad quote. It's rather innocuous in the grand scheme of things. It said something like, yeah, we're going to come out and play hard, and we expect to win. And by the time all that's said and done, Dick Saban is going to have that turned around in the locker room as, well, y'all see Jarek Guantanamo Bay predicted that they were just going to blow you off the field. How do y'all feel about that? That's not really what he said, but that's how Nick Saban's probably going to use it, and I don't blame him. You've got to find any way you can. Frankly, that's the greatest attribute of Saban right now at this moment, is finding ways to keep Alabama motivated against a schedule that, when we went into this season, Alabama's schedule was named one of the toughest in the country. Now that we're into this season, the way things have played out, it has not been a very tough schedule. It's not Alabama's fault that some of these people aren't holding up their end of the bargain, but Tennessee is not a stiff competitor today. They might be stiff, but they're not a competitor.
Yeah, rigor mortis set in probably is why they're stiff. Luke, we got to run. We're up against the break. Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Have a good one. We'll get to break here. We're a little bit behind.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count. And cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
Brett Pritchard, Jay Jeffco here, back with you on the Saturday Sports Countdown. Jay, about 20 minutes left in today's show. We'll get down to business here. A couple more little games we want to play here on the show. First of all, Andy usually brings up some fast facts about Auburn's opponent when we play on the road. This week at Arkansas, probably one of the most famous actors out of the state of Arkansas, Billy Bob Thornton.
I didn't realize he was from Arkansas.
Billy Bob Thornton, he's from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Was born in '55 out there. So we went down through some movies of his and talked about, and it was unanimous. Sling Blade was number one for Billy Bob Thornton movies.
It's hard to come up with a better one. I mean, that's a great movie.
His Bad Santa ones, but
Dwight Yoakam's performance is just so underrated in that movie too. I mean, Dwight Yoakam's awesome in that movie.
He really is. But some Billy Bob Thornton movies: Monsters Ball, Mr. Woodcock, Armageddon, Bad Santa 1 and 2. By the way, Bad Santa 1 and 2, man, those things are so crude. Lord,
my wife is a Christmas junkie. She loves Christmas. Like she starts decorating in September.
I understand.
And so the first time she saw Bad Santa, she was mad. Like she's like, that is the worst thing I've ever seen. Who would make a movie like this?
Sacrilege.
The second time she watched it, she laughed her head off.
Yeah.
But
once she got over it, right?
Once she got over that, yeah.
He'll put a shock in. He just plays those roles really well.
Yeah,
drunk, out of unshaven, just drive around in a piece of crap car.
Yeah. Billy Bob is there. So don't forget, him and Angelina Jolie walked around with necklaces with vials of each other's blood in them for years, and
it's on a whole different level, buddy. Anyway, we'll get to some football. Auburn and Arkansas today. Auburn, a big favorite in this game. Of course, Auburn was a pretty big favorite against LSU, and it didn't work out. So we'll play over-under, JJ, and some numbers here that Andy and I have already kind of made our predictions, so I'll let you kind of see. I'll let you jump in on this game with us. Auburn, 425 total yards for Auburn in this football game against an Arkansas team that's given up right at 400 a game. Does Auburn get more than 425 yards or under 425 yards in this game?
I'm going to say over 425.
Over 425?
I think over 425.
Okay. So B and him both went over on that one. So.
Yardage doesn't necessarily equal points
in
the red zone,
but
that's where it'll come down to where's Malzahn at today. But they should get over 425.
Did he make the trip? If he didn't, Auburn probably has a good chance. The next one, 330 total yards for Arkansas. Arkansas averaging right at 300 yards a game total offense. Will they get more than 330 or less than 330 against this Auburn defense?
I want to say less than 330. Some of that has to do with the Auburn offense. And if the Auburn offense turns it over, or a lot of 3 and outs, it could be over. But I'll stick with under because I still think Auburn's going to win the game comfortably.
I agree with you there. 40 points for Auburn today. Over or under? Will Auburn get more than 40 points on the road or under 40 points?
They should get over.
See, I said under.
You think under?
I guess I'm talking about the hangover, and Gus Malzahn is standing over there getting in the way of our play calling. So, we were well on our way to 40 last week until when the first quarter ended, that all ended.
Was Chip Lindsey moved to the booth so people wouldn't see Malzahn telling him what play to call?
I guess so. We scored 3 points after that in the next 3 quarters. So don't let what Auburn does in the first quarter fool you. 20 points for Arkansas, over or under?
Gosh, I'm going to say slightly under, like 17.
See, I said over. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a little bit closer than we all think because of the hangover.
Well, it could be, but it should be like 42-17.
It should have been that way last week.
42-17 is kind of what I'm thinking.
It should have been that way last week.
I agree.
It just didn't happen. 5 touches. This is a funny one. 5 touches for Cam Martin in this game, over or under?
Oh, under.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, he had 5 touches in the last 3 games. Here's one that's of note. 3 sacks for Auburn today in this game for the defense. 3 sacks, more or less?
I'm gonna say more. I'm going to say more.
I'm going to get to the big quarterback.
Yeah, get
Can't
to
move
him.
around.
Yeah, he's a decent athlete, but he's not going to escape much.
Now, let's talk here the last few minutes of this segment before we head into our last segment of the program. Auburn on the road. Last time they were there, lost in 4 overtimes, but it was more predicated on how that game kind of played out and some turnovers. Auburn if you'll remember, in that game, dropped a ton of passes in the first half. Really should have another situation where Auburn should have been comfortably ahead, and they let a team hang around, and it came back to bite them in the rear end. LSU last week the same. How does Auburn respond? I think what I said on Auburn Blitz this past week is, does Auburn go up there and do what they're supposed to do and take care of business and win, like you said, 42-17, or do they just piddle-pat around and allow Arkansas to hang around, and now all of a sudden you look up and it looks anemic again, and you're in a dogfight, and are you playing down to your competition? So I don't know. To me, I just got to wait till it kicks off to see what's going to happen.
It's tough for me because I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because Malzahn surprises me sometimes, and because when I'm expecting one thing and I get another, and I know as an Auburn fan you feel the same way. But
just a bag of fun every week.
And I expect something, I get something else. And who was the kid that they brought in on the play last week? And I'd never heard his name before.
Which one?
It was like a critical play, and some kid gets the ball.
Devin Barrett.
Yeah, who is he?
Well, he's a third-string running back.
Okay.
And it's like, boy, did that send off a signal.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder who's going to get the ball on this one. We ain't seen him all game. And LSU, it's so predictable, man. I mean, it just – you all can call it from the stands.
Right.
Everybody can call the plays from the stands. So if you know the fans are calling the plays, you would think the guys that make $1 million+ a year on the other sideline know what's coming.
If Malzahn feels like his job is in jeopardy, you're going to see it tonight because he'll coach like it.
That's right.
And I don't know if that's going to be good or bad.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad.
Up tight and conservative, or just let it all hang out and see things we've never seen before.
Right. Which either way could be bad.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. Last segment coming up. We'll go ahead and take our last break. We come back. We'll wrap it up here. Some playoff baseball coming up. World Series is set. Half of it is. The other half will be set tonight. Stay tuned. Well, the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service, always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown. Brett Pritchard, Jay Jeffcoat here with you for about 5 more minutes. Again, great Saturday to be out and about, beautiful outside, great fall weather. It's the time to be out and enjoying this type of weather because we don't get a lot of it. It either goes from 99 to 39 in like 2 weeks. So you get like a small window of fall. Go outside and take advantage of it. Jay, just some closing thoughts here. Auburn and Alabama, I think Alabama wins handily. Auburn should win handily. Watching that Mississippi State, Kentucky game, you know, how will that play out? But I think the game to watch in the SEC really kind of crazily is how will LSU respond and go on the road to Ole Miss, which is a team that everybody left for dead. But Shea Patterson's dangerous. He's going to throw it 50-something times. Can LSU cover it enough, and can they score enough points to stay up? This could be a shootout.
Look, I fully expect LSU to lose the game.
I do too.
Exactly
what I think.
Because I said last year when LSU even thought about hiring Ed Orgeron that they're going to kill that program.
But, you know, they screwed that up and almost put themselves in a position where they had to hire him.
But, you know, here's the thing. You missed on Tom Herman.
That's
okay, fine. You missed.
So they just handed the contract over and just scratched his name out and put
Ed Orgeron wasn't going anywhere. He'd have waited another week or two. But,
another month, 10 months.
He wasn't going anywhere.
No.
So, I mean, you're telling me that is the best
you know what
you
they
could
did?
do.
They went back and looked at that contract and said, you didn't take that buyout clause out.
Yeah.
You just signed, you know, and so he said, oh, of course I'll sign it. Here, where did I sign?
Yeah, there's a, you know, like I said, I have no pity on LSU. Whatever happens with the Orgeron.
They have really kind of messed in their own bed.
He drove that Ole Miss program in the dirt after Cutcliffe, and
well, he can
my
thank
guess is he'll
Malzahn.
do the same thing.
Auburn would have gone on to mutilate them at home. Probably would have been some handwriting. Well, you know, Gus Malzahn helped him out. You know, when come to the aid of a buddy when you need some help. Well, just come. Auburn comes.
All right,
to town,
so we watched Auburn in the second half. Did they cross the 50 against LSU in the second half?
You know, that's a good question. I don't think we did because I don't think we got close enough for Daniel Carlson to attempt the field goal.
Right. And then I was looking back at
So you go from scoring 20 points in the first quarter to scoring 3 the rest of the game.
But there's a theme there. You know, the Alabama game, Nick Marshall's last year, up by what?
11,
double digits.
11 with
up
6
by double
minutes
digits
to go in the third.
Yeah, with 6 minutes to go in the third, you wind up losing by 11. It's a 22-point swing. The LSU game last week, I don't think they crossed midfield in the second half. The Georgia game last year, no first downs in the second half for Auburn in the Georgia game last year. None. 0. I think Sean White had like 12 or 25 yards or something.
He had more passing yards to Georgia in the second half than he did to Auburn.
Yeah, and so
pick six.
And I don't understand that. Now, that being said, they typically have come against teams that you can find a reason.
It seems to be, though, JJ, to me, that the other team makes adjustments and we don't.
And you know, and that very well could be. And some of that, you know, Malzahn is very much a system guy. I think he said it after the game this week. We have a system. This is what we do.
It's time to reevaluate the system.
But he's very much. But the system has changed. Where's the up-tempo stuff? I mean, the thing that used to scare defenses everywhere was how fast Auburn would go.
Well, it takes 4 seconds to hand the ball off. even when they snap it, it's like slow motion handing the ball off. I mean, everything's slow.
It doesn't mean they won't. Look, Auburn, I fully expect Auburn to look like a top 10 or 15 team again tonight and win the game probably 42-17, 45-14, something like that. They won't beat them as bad as Alabama will beat Tennessee, but it won't be far off. At least that's what I think will happen.
Well, we'll see. A lot to be said about that, and what team will show up? I mean, Auburn went on a 6-game run last year, but it was against less thans. Against the greater thans or equal tos, Auburn has struggled the last 3 years, and that's why Malzahn's 2-12.
I will say this
in those games.
I will say this: if you're Gus Malzahn, you're probably not yet coaching for your job. But if you lose tonight,
you might not make it out of Arkansas.
If you get into
you may get fired tonight.
If you get into third quarter and that game is tied or really tight, then at that point he may be coaching for his job.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think we're up against the end of the show. JJ, it's been fun real quick. Some baseball, World Series. The Dodgers are already in. They made quick work of the Cubs, so the defending World Series champions are out. Looks like the Astros and Yankees playing for winner-take-all tonight in Houston. Houston wins last night pretty convincingly. Altuve gets out of his little small slump. When I mean slumps, he doesn't have very many. Who you got? You like the Astros or the Yankees?
I think the Astros are the better team.
Yep.
I think they kind of blew it, and tonight they're putting Charlie Morton on the mound against CC Sabathia. So give me New York.
Yeah, and New York, kind of surprised. Nobody expected New York to really be where they are this year.
No.
In this position.
I still thought they were a year away, but what's scary is, as young as that team is, and who doesn't want to see Kershaw pitch to Aaron Judge? I want to see Kershaw pitch to Aaron Judge.
That's right.
I think the Yankees probably will win, and it'll probably be a great series.
But the two best records in baseball are the Astros and the Dodgers, and it's one game away from seeing an L.A., New York series or the two best teams in baseball all year play against one another. Going to be fun to watch. That game will be tonight. Again, I think you're right. Astros had a 4-0 lead in the 6 2 games ago in New York, and they pulled a Malzahn. And then they came back, and they lost that game. So sometimes you miss those opportunities, but Verlander looked great last night on the mound. He has been nothing short of phenomenal since he came over to the Astros, 9-0 since he joined the Astros. It was a good move for both guys. So, Jay, it's been fun. Appreciate you being up here on No Sleep, coming off the scoreboard show and then coming back up here for Saturday Sports Countdown. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go outside and enjoy the fall, enjoy the SEC schedule and the national schedule, college football. Michael, forehand behind the glass, Jay Jeffcoat, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next week.
Even the best of us forget sometimes. But buckling up is one thing you always want to remember.
Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offer spool sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937, 866-837-6937, or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.